We all know Peter Pan as the boy who never grows up. We all know Peter Pan as the boy who never grew up. A magical world filled with flying children, pirates, and endless adventures. But what if I told you the real story behind Peter Pan didn't come from a fairy tale fantasy? What if it came from loss, unimaginable grief, and a desperate attempt to escape reality? The real inspiration wasn't a single boy in green tights. It was 5 real brothers. The Llewelyn Davies boys, George, Jack, Peter, Michael, and Nico. They were the sons of a close friend of J.M. Barrie, the author of Peter Pan. Barrie met them by chance while walking his dog in London's Kensington Gardens. He was instantly captivated by their spirit, and over time he became deeply, almost obsessively involved in their lives. At first, their world was full of imagination. They played wild games of pirates, fairies, and grand adventures right there in the park. Barrie fueled their creativity, weaving stories for them that slowly began to take the shape of what the world would later know as Neverland. He saw in them a perfect, untainted childhood. But even as these magical stories were being born, real-life tragedy was already casting a dark shadow. The boy's father died from a devastating illness. Then, not long after, their mother also passed away, leaving the 5 brothers completely orphaned. In an extraordinary step, J.M. Barrie became their legal guardian. And this is the moment where the line between fantasy and reality began to completely dissolve. You see, Barrie was obsessed with the idea of childhood as a perfect, untouchable state of time free from pain, responsibility, or the finality of death. To him, growing up wasn't a natural progression. It was a profound loss. And so, Peter Pan became his ultimate escape from that terrifying truth. He created a character who would never change, never age, and never have to face the burdens of being an adult. A boy frozen in eternal youth. But the real lives of the Llewelyn Davies boys were anything but a fairy tale. Their stories didn't end with a happily ever after. The oldest, George, was killed in the trenches of World War I. Michael, the one Barrie was closest to, drowned in what many believe was a suicide pact with a close friend while at university. And Peter, the boy whose name became immortalized, struggled with depression his entire life, haunted by his connection to the fictional character. He eventually took his own life. Only one brother, Nico, managed to live a relatively quiet, long life away from the shadow of Neverland. The boy who never grew up became this global symbol of eternal youth and carefree joy. Meanwhile, the real boys who inspired the story were consumed by the harsh realities of grief, war, and mental illness. The very things their guardian was trying to escape through his writing. So, when you think about it, Peter Pan was never really a celebration of childhood. It was a cry of fear, a fear of growing up, a fear of loss, a fear of facing the world as it truly is. And that's the dark secret hidden at the heart of Neverland. It wasn't built to entertain children. It was built to protect the heart of a broken adult, a man terrified of the passage of time. The legend became eternal. The real children and their tragic stories were almost completely forgotten. This is Stories Off the Map, where the most famous fiction often begins with the most heartbreaking truth. Thanks for watching. If you want to uncover more stories like this, make sure to subscribe.